So week 2 of the course is really centered on function and the question of what is functional analysis. So over the course of this week, you're going to be diving deep into what do we mean by function, and that deep dive is really intended to help you separate form, which we've already talked about, from this idea of function. And in my experience, the two are often conflated, so it's really worth spending a lot of time to separate them out. In the context of an analysis of function, there's a number of different tasks that people have ascribed. There's a number of different opinions about what does functional analysis really mean. And these range from, I want to decompose the functions of the system, how do I decompose them, to I want to provide a sequence of functions, or I want to do some sort of logical analysis of this must precede that, to I want to produce an understanding of, do I have all of the right functions? Am I complete? Or are my functions consistent? And all of these discussions have come up in the context of functional analysis in the past, and we want to provide some guidance around when is functional analysis appropriate. Working from this idea, we are going to talk about documentation of systems. So it's often the case that the representations you choose for the system define the character of the system, and therefore you want to choose those representations with care. In this context, you're going to have a representation of function. You will often have representations of form, and we want to ask the question, how do we actually represent that information on a diagram? So in this context, we're going to give you an overview of some of the popular ways to create representations and try and give you a canonical set of representations that are often used. But we also want to talk about broadly, why do we use documentation and what are its failure modes as a way to engage with the topic of representations.